there was so much that happened in the last episode. I had to rewatch it just now because it's been a few days, right? So much happened. We have Law getting his ass kicked, and I really like now. Be able to just watch it without talking is kind of cool because I was able to actually appreciate. The old boy's Virgo's gonna squeeze the heart, and Law's like, ah! Just his cries of pain. The voiceover actor was really good. The animation was great. Really depicted like how much pain he's in. And there's no way to really know how painful it actually be for somebody to squeeze your heart, right? Because if they're squeezing your heart, that means your chest is open and you're effing dead. You have more problems than just somebody's hand around your heart. Nobody can make their hand translucent and go into there. There's a couple movies and books and stuff where they've been able to do that. They can go in there and squeeze the heart and cause pain. But we don't know what that would actually feel like. We don't know if it'd actually be pain. Are there nerve endings on the heart? I don't know. Maybe not, because a lot of people can have a heart attack and not feel it. That's a thing. Like, damn, you had a heart attack 2 days ago. So I don't know, like, I don't even know how I got started and how realistic it is. I guess my point is we have no frame of reference. We don't know what it would actually be like. We know, or at least we're pretty confident what it would be like if somebody got shot in the leg. They got shot in the arm. I think all of us feel like we would know if it's an over-the-top performance or if it's an understated performance. Like, damn. For instance, I don't know if you watch Shogun, but there's a guy that got his legs blown off with a cannon, and he's sitting there just having a conversation with people. And the point was he's a tough bastard. He could handle the pain of his legs being blown off and just have a normal conversation with people. That's how strong he was. That's how tough he was. They were making a point. But we all know anybody else would have been screaming their heads off. So we have a good idea for most of these body trauma situations. What it would kind of look like. Even I've never seen anybody get shot, but I've seen 1,000 movies where it happens, and there's like a consistent performance across those 1,000 movies. Some over the top, some not. So you take the middle. This is what it looks like. We don't know what it would look like or what it would sound like if your heart's being squeezed by hand. But you know what? It felt real to me. Just watching it without talking, just like appreciating what they were doing. Gotta say, it looked pretty damn good to me. So I like that. Production value is always really good. So that was dramatic. Then we find out the samurai's son is a dragon whose ass he just kicked. That's not good. That's not good. That's not what you want. That scene, watching it without talking, I don't think it played as well to me. Like, there was no reason for her to really volunteer that. It felt a little forced, but it was effective, and I liked the sound effect when she said it. Dun, dun, dun. It wasn't that, but it was something. It was like they did a little bit of a pan in, and there was a sound effect, and definitely pay attention to this line. Sometimes you can just tell with the camera work and with the music and the sound effects, and something important's happening. Because I was watching Severance, and there's a big reveal of a photograph at the end of the 7th episode. And I didn't recognize the face. I have a little bit of face blindness, right? So I didn't recognize the face, but the way they did it with the camera, rack focus, and there's a musical sound effect, and then they cut to the credits. I was like, well, that feels important. Had no idea because I didn't recognize the face. It was lost on me. But all the extra shit they were doing told me this is something I should go back and look at again, and I did, and I was finally able to figure out who it was. So, like this, it's all. I appreciate this because especially a show like this, we're 610 episodes in, man, and he's referencing some of the shit he's referencing from 100 episodes ago, or there's just so much to keep track of. One of the things, I don't think I've really talked about very much, the fact that maybe he's not referencing shit from 100 years ago. Maybe he's referencing stuff in this case from earlier in the episode and then, a few episodes back. But we're trying to keep everything in our heads. We're trying to keep the 600 episodes because we know he does do references from 100 episodes ago. We know that that's a thing. So, we're trying to keep track of everything all at once, right? These are the 1,000 characters that have been referenced. These are the 600 I think might be relevant at any point in time. I'm going to keep all those in my head. Meanwhile, you're missing something that happened from last episode. So, I appreciate they go a little bit extra. Here's a sound effect. Here we're gonna zoom in a little bit on the kid's face when she says this. Wait, what was that? You back it up. Oh, okay. I don't think it's necessary for a lot of you, but like some of us, we need a little extra help. But anyway, it felt a little forced, but not a big deal. That was fine. It was a good episode. It's they packed a hell of a lot into it, and it looks like now Smoker is gonna beat that ass, beat him like a redheaded stepchild. Cause here's the thing, Smoker don't like pirates, but you know what I think he hates even more than pirates? Pirates who pretended to be naval officers, like actually were in the Navy, and then betrayed their oath. The whole time they were in the Navy, they were betraying their oath. Boy, I bet that pisses him the hell off. So that's not going to go well. I think Smoker's going to be pissed off. He's going to channel that energy into an ass whipping. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and get into it and find out. By the way, while I was recording my intro last night, I was yawning every 2 minutes. I was like, well, I can't do a full reaction like that, so I'm just going to lay down for a couple minutes. Lay down for a couple minutes, slept for 5 hours. So here I am finally getting into the episode. The problem is, every time I shut down this new software and I call it back up, it flips the image. Why the effing hell would you flip the image just because we turn it off and turn it back on? Why does this happen? I don't understand. Like, nobody cares. It doesn't matter. I just thought it was kind of funny. But I don't understand how it happens. It's easily solved. I just go in here and, click it, go to transform, and flip vertical. There we are. But why does it do that? Like, why do you do that? You're so weird. It reminds me again, I mentioned this meme somewhere, but there's a meme of the woman is in the front of the car and she's looking behind her back at the passenger section, screaming, "Why can't you just be normal?" And it shows a kid sitting there and he's screaming, "That is this stupid ass program. It's better than the old one. It is. And, it allows me to keep doing this, which is good. Thank you so much. But F you. Why do you do this? You're so weird. Why can't you just be normal? Anyway, finally, let's get to the goddamn episode. 610. 3, 2, 1. If you watch my intro again, you'll see there's a bunch of cuts. All those cuts are me cutting out yawning. So annoying. Caesar clown. Clown college ass. I'm here to kick your ass and kidnap you. That's still one of my favorite gags this story arc. This bitch is a problem, man. She's got her bird powers. Her legs are really strong and intimidating, right? Her wings, not so much, but then the ability to exude cold is just... Then she has her smugness, right? Like most of the villains. Most of the villains are smug. It's true. And stop dropping feathers everywhere. It's nasty. Anyway, her ability to exude cold, that's a problem. For anybody. This is probably my favorite part of the last episode. He was kicking your ass. That's right. That's what I was talking about in the intro. It's so good, man. I felt it, man. That's how good they did that. I was feeling his pain. He was laid out, man. Look at him. He's like, screw this. I always like, this is another trope I always like. They start talking to somebody behind them before they turn around. It's like, I know exactly who's there. And it reminds me of a House episode where he's waiting for somebody to come in and cuss him out, so he has a joke ready. He has his back to the door, but he has a joke ready. And it turns out it's just a janitor. And he's like, oh, I'm just here to empty your trash. And he's like, whatever. And he turns back around, puts his back to the door again, and the next time the door opens, it's actually his boss. And she was like, how the hell did you know it was me? He's like, I can smell your perfume. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jump her. I really like her. I'll never remember her effing name, but, they spent time developing her character. I like her strength. Because what is she, 8, 10, something like that? And she's trying to. The amount of peer pressure she's facing is kind of what I'm talking about, right? Peer pressure is really hard at that age, man. They just don't understand. They can't cope. Yeah. A snow fruit eater. Brooke. Right. Man, you should. They should all be carrying a pair of C Prism handcuffs. They can just slap on these idiots, man. Anytime they run into somebody, right? That would be great. You could subdue these villains, man. They should just keep them with them. I like how she's carrying Chopper. He's all messed up. I just edited a short where Chopper, he doesn't take showers apparently. Apparently he brushes himself. It's like, dude, get your ass in the shower. It's fine that you brush yourself, but that ain't good enough. This two cigars at once thing, man. You know you're just doing that to show off. I bet in private you don't smoke two at once. Yeah, it really is, isn't it? Yeah, he is messed up, man. How dare you? Pay attention to me. How dare you not look at me? Here, every time you say something, I'm going to squeeze you again. I love how they talk shit. That is messed up, man. Hey, pay attention to me. Yeah, I'm going to kill you and say you died in honor. There should be less of that around here, man. That's not how you're supposed to run a military. It's not supposed to be a father. Like, even going back to Whitebeard, this shit is weird, man. You're supposed to respect him as a leader, not a father. Ah, shit. Now he's really mad. I don't remember. You dick. You effing remember. What an asshole. Yeah. Yeah. He's in your head, man. He's in your head. Yo, he might have more arrogance than Light Bitch. I didn't think that was possible. Like, there's a lot of arrogance on this show. But goddamn. Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming for that ass. That's right. You like that little swerve? He went all the way around, man. In like, I'm assuming a second or two, right? Look at him again. He likes to go back around and hit you from behind, man. That's right, bitch. How you like them apples? I don't think you liked them very much, did you? I know we ain't done. I'm just saying, that was cool. Look how much of the hand guardrail has been messed up by people getting jacked up, right? Which I don't acknowledge now. I love the way they talk. Now the protect that kind of protectiveness, I totally get. That's the way it would be. This whole father shit, I don't know, man. Burn this shit to the ground. Gee, I think it may be on fire, Sanji. What do you think? Dumbass. What a moron. That's actually a pretty profound statement if you think about it. He did look kind of cool. Don't be falling in love now, man. Yeah. What an asshole. They both have problems with what's being said. Jesus. Maybe less bickering, more running. Shit. Oh, yeah, that's not good, that's for sure. Shit, now the slime's coming in here. Can the fire affect the slime? Well, it's not slime anymore. You don't. It's smoke. You don't want this smoke. I guess they're calling it gas. Whatever, man. I don't really get caught up in definitions. Get your ass out of here. I like that we actually care about the small folk for once. Most of these story arcs, this is what happens, right? They just get killed indiscriminately, and nobody mourns them. Nobody thinks about them. This time, at least, they're being thought about. Incompetent! Get your ass up! That's what I'm saying, man. Dumbass. Yeah, that's right. What he said. Move your asses, man. Hey, move your ass too. We ain't got time to be looking. Shit, man. There's just not enough urgency with some of these people. And you're so asshole. That's a cool effect, man. I like how part of it went away, and I like what it looks like after that happened. It's good shit. What are you, a cat? The upside down thing? Oh, you mad? Gate 66. That feels like ominous. Dick. Yeah, pretty much how he ends up, right? In garbage. Yeah, pretty much. I was making sure I was in the right spot to rewatch the last episode, right? And so the title of the last episode was Luffy freezes to death or something. Pretty dramatic. All these titles are so dramatic. You got a problem now, man. You got a problem. Come to think of it, I was wondering, I mentioned this a few episodes ago, wouldn't you be hungry yet? Man, they ain't got shit to eat in a garbage dump. What are you talking about? Well, you ain't eating that, whatever the hell that is. Try to figure out a way to get the hell out of here. Really? Oh, he's sentient, whatever he is. Do you know how to get out of here? This is Frankie, I think. Yep. I saw that American ass. Everybody's a critic. Damn, not a shitty room. National TV they put this shit out on. Still don't know what sad is. Yeah, perfect killing, not just regular killing. We've just been standing here. Huh. They really don't like Vegapunk, man. I can't wait to meet this dude. Huh. Yep, the elite. You're gonna get smashed. He's pretending he cares. Because we know he don't. Yes. Let me break down my plan. Right. Hey, you like my little icons? Yep. Yep, I see them. Thank you for highlighting them. Great. Let's evoke that imagery. Yeah, it's poison. We've seen poison before. Thanks. That's not very impressive. I mean, the impressive demonstration is the fact that he went over across the island and he seemed to be a little bit sentient and he was like pursuing people. Just regular poison gas pumped into a room. Who gives a shit? Yeah, tell us about that. Yeah, it killed some of our people. Yeah, I don't like that shit. Yeah, it's almost like you took that and added to it. Well, they really don't like Vegapunk. He experimented on them all, so I get it. Gave a bunch of them horns. It seems like you're starting to piss me off. They're doing a lot of visual storytelling here. Look at you. Yeah, effing right. You were his butt boy, his lick spittle. You just want to be him. He's like the abuser that just wants to change the seats, right? The victim, I mean, the abuse victim who just wants to change the seats. That's what he is. How dare he? This is such a great. If Vegapunk has any effect on the plot, this is such a great way to introduce him, rather than just bringing him out. Right? Have a whole storyline about, actually more than one, but this storyline specifically is about just his impact, just his shadow. His shadow is cast over this island. The mere memory of him is causing all this. That's how interesting and impressive he is, and that's what they did with the storyline, right? So it's not the only character he hypes up for. He hyped up Whitebeard before we saw him, right? It's the author knows how to do that very well. It's all about setup, man. So many people, Joss Whedon understood setup. So many authors and writers just don't understand how to properly set up people, good guys and bad guys, or even set up situations. You just need a little bit of planning. That's all it takes. Y'all wild as hell. Yeah. Now let's hear his inner thoughts. This is what really happened. I don't care. Yeah, right now I'm a Navy man. What an asshole. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This dude is wild, man. Yep, he's a real asshole. He would definitely want this. Yeah, it's all about your ego. Yeah. Is that what he's trying to do? Just turn people into giants? Who gives a shit? Yeah. I see. Wow, dude, really? I think your science should be a little more focused in that. Just try every drug you can think of. B12, maybe that'll work. I know it's a vitamin. I'm just saying. Shoot him right in the face. You're under arrest, bitch. Incompetent. Oh, this is him. Let's have it. Come on. Let's have it. I like his voice. Screw you. I'm going to do it anyway. They don't want to reveal him yet, so I knew they were going to be coy about it. God damn. Look at this shit. They almost stopped. See, I thought Vegapunk had done it, right? Like, I thought he had done the initial attack, the initial experiment, whatever. I can't believe he was against it. Screw them all. It's all proceeding as planned. We ain't really started our fight yet. He is hard to deal with, man. He can be dealt with. We've seen that. I'm just saying he's hard to smoker. We got a lot going on right now. Yeah, that's kind of what people do, man. They talk. Who the hell are you? Jesus. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. That's the sun. They had us going, man. What a bait and switch. That was a great bait and switch. Totally think it was a green dragon. What a bait and switch. That was very nicely done. I like how they did that. This isn't really Naruto, which is bait and switch. Nothing up my sleeve. Watch this hand. Don't pay any attention to this hand. It's not that, right? But sometimes he pulls a fast one. He definitely does. There was a couple of things I wanted to go back to. It's funny because I'd already made up my mind I was going to go back because I wanted to hear what he said. Clown College said something about Vegapunk that I didn't quite catch. Then I want to see when in the wide shot if they show Vegapunk at all. Probably not. Like they're being very coy, right? But I just want to make sure. And hear his voice again. Yeah, this is it right here. He says, "I heard he failed to turn people into giants again." This is the line I didn't catch. You can't make people bigger in a short period of time unless you use magic, right? And I like that they're specifically calling it magic. This may be the first time we've heard that particular word being used. I know translation, who the hell knows, right? But I don't want to get too caught up in it. But typically they just talk about fruit powers and stuff, right? They don't really say the word magic, which is what I've always been saying because that's what it is, right? I saw this part. I keep telling him kidnap kids, right? Which is what he ends up doing. So everything is about overshadowing Vegapunk. It's about he wants to make giants. I'll make giants first because I know how to actually do it. And they're making it sound like Vegapunk is like restrained, like he won't just do anything. He has limits. I'm not sure how I feel about that because if you're gonna be a mad scientist, be a mad scientist, man. Like what is with all of a sudden you got limits and you have morals and shit like that? That would make him less interesting. I don't know if that's necessarily what they're saying. It could be he wouldn't do certain things for practical reasons. It has nothing to do with morals, right? It could be he already knows it won't work, for instance. So like maybe you can make giants out of kids, but they're so unstable they're useless to you. He could already know these things, right? Like you may just be a moron. So I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but everything's about him is interesting so far. What's interesting here is, well, first of all, I like his voice. Now that I actually heard it, it's softer than I thought it was. You're dismissed from the science department. Your eccentric behavior is intolerable and I can't protect you anymore. Sounds like it's the people above him. He didn't really give a shit. Again, I'm trying to read into a lot here, right? But like, intolerable doesn't necessarily mean intolerable to me, and it's like I can't protect you anymore. So that tells me the people above him made this decision. It wasn't Vegapunk. But guess who's going to be blamed? Of course, it's Vegapunk because you're jealous. You've been jealous. You always be jealous because you know he's better than you. Okay, here's the wide shot. Where the hell would Vegapunk even be standing? I'm sure he's not in the wide shot. He's probably just to the right, just for reference. This is what we're looking at, right? He's probably just to our right. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to show him. That's obvious, right? You got to play it coy. Fringe did it. You know, like so many shows will do that. They're not ready to reveal it. A lot of times they haven't cast somebody yet. In this case, that's not the issue. It's, he'll have his own storyline. The more they do this, the more I know that he's going to get his own storyline. Because why would you bother otherwise? If he's just going to be in and out, and like say he dies off screen, who cares if you see him here? This tells me he's getting his own storyline at some point. Well, wild man, wow. There's so much happening. We saw at the very end of this episode. There is so much happening. It'll take 5 or 10 episodes just to unravel what's currently being set up, and that's not even the end game. I'm sure there's probably more stuff happening that'll be set up next time. But I do like Luffy is finally hooked up with Samurai's son. What's interesting about that is in Shadow he did not look like a dragon. He looked like some kind of slime creature or a centipede or something. So I like the reveal.